Christian, guess what?
What?
That's good, yeah. In the Room is back. We're back.
We're back, baby, with a bang. We've got some huge, brand new industry guests. We are so excited to share everything with you. We've got rapid fire questions coming this series. And most importantly and most excitedly, we have
a sponsor. We have a sponsor. Oh, yes. Bang. Bosh. Back of the net. We are now sponsored by the wonderful team at Actors Coaching International. Now, these two are just, they're incredible. Daniel and Danny, double Ds. Yes, we did make that joke. But anyway, Daniel and Danny, they run Actors Coaching International. It's an acting school. They do amazing classes. They do seminars. They do self-tape workshops. They are looking to expand over the course of this year. And they came to us after Danny was on our series last year, talking about his role at union management. And they said they wanted to sponsor us. And we said, please, we desperately need the money. We're not working as actors, didn't we, Christian?
Yes, we very, very rarely work.
That's why I got plenty of time to do this. But yes, we are back for series 2. We have episodes packed with amazing industry guests, and we can't wait for you to tune in, hopefully week after week after week. It's brilliant. And while we've got your attention, we'd love to ask that if you aren't already, please subscribe to our podcast, whether that's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you found us. Follow us on social media, talk to us. We are kind people, and as we've just said, there's a lot of time we have on our hands. So talk to us. We really hope you enjoy this series. We've put in months of work, and well, we're proud of our work. We are unashamedly proud of our work and hope you enjoy it as much as we have in making it. So now, without further ado, we'll go back in time to when I recorded the sponsor episode without you. Christian, do you want to explain to people why you weren't involved in this?
Oh, yeah. So I went home and tried to connect to 2 monitors, and then my cable broke, my laptop screen broke. It was just a nightmare, guys.
A complete nightmare. But we got an episode with the amazing Danny and Daniel from Actors Coaching International. We're back for series 2 of In the Room. We hope you enjoy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this pre-episode, as it were, to our second series, because we have had big changes here In the Room for our second series. We are now sponsored, which is amazing, and we are sponsored by the amazing team at Actors Coaching International, who deliver some high-quality acting classes, and we are going to have this little mini episode to talk to the 2 wonderful founders, Danny and Daniel, the 2 Ds. How are you, Daniels, Dannies? How are you doing this evening?
Wonderful.
I'm amazing, thank you.
You are amazing or feeling amazing? Or both?
Well, both. Yes, I am amazing and feeling amazing.
I'm feeling wonderful, and I am wonderful.
There we go. Wonderful, wonderful, amazing, amazing. Well, it's great to have you 2 guys on. And I'll sort of explain that a while ago we were looking for sponsors, putting things out there, and we really wanted to work with people that fit in with the ethos that we have it In the Room, that, you know, we're all in this together, we're working together, we're trying to improve as a team. There's no real such thing as competition. You're in it to improve yourself and help those around you. And Actors Coaching International is run on and that exact ethos, although in different wording. And for those of you who listened to our first series, you'll recognize the wonderful Danny, who is also the head agent at Union Management, who did a great podcast with us for our first series. So we'd already laid the groundwork there, getting to know Danny. And Danny came to us to ask whether or not we'd like to collaborate, and we jumped on the opportunity. So now we've got Danny, Daniel, and myself. Christian isn't in the room with us this evening. He's had a couple of tech issues, and don't worry, I've reprimanded him for that. And we're just going to have a lovely chat about what you guys do. So it'd be great, especially for those that didn't listen to our first series, idiots though they were, if you could introduce yourself, Danny and Daniel. Tell us a bit about you both, what you do, and your journey together in creating Actors Coaching International.
Thank you, Matt. Daniel, do you want to start?
Oh, of course I do. I also want to finish as well. You know me. And I'll do the middle bit too. So,
Perfect.
my name is Daniel Dresner. I am a qualified life and acting coach. I've been coaching mainly actors for well over 10 years now. I've been in the entertainment industry for getting on for 30 years in Japan and America, in New York and London for the last 22. Um, uh, I have a lot, as I say, I'm coaching, coach many actors, and I met Danny a few years ago at what used to be called the Surviving Actors Expo, and Danny became my agent. And then I'm sure we're going to come back to how the company started soon. So I'm going to pass you over to Danny to introduce himself.
Thanks, Daniel. Yes, so I am, as Matt said, I'm an agent. I've been working as a film and television agent since 2002. So this year's 20 years. Wow, that's amazing. And I run Union Management and co-partner Actors Coaching International. I'm a coach. You know, we're both working actors. We're all working actors here, of course, and I love the whole collaborative process. And what you said earlier on, Matt, about, you know, all being in the same boat, there's no competition. This is one of my personal ethos behind union management, because, you know, I'm friends with a lot of agencies. There's no competition between the agencies at all. You know, often agents go out with each other, they call each other for advice, for chats. And so, yeah, I love it. I love what I do.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So I was going to answer your question. You haven't even asked there yet, Matt, and so about how we started up.
Yeah, where
Was that
did
what you
that
were gonna
idea
ask?
come from? Where was that first conversation, and where did it then go from then, leading into this whole new business that you've set up?
Well, I had a phone call. During lockdown, the first lockdown. I'd started up a Facebook group for actors, which grew to grown to over 1,200 actors, and I set up doing classes and. Went through my diary to get people to come in and do classes as well, acting classes and casting directors who would do talks, and I think Danny was my agent already, and he came and did a talk on agents, and then after I got this phone call saying he had an idea he wanted to run by me. And I'm a big one in life for taking opportunities as they come and being interested and curious. So so Dan, do you wanna
Yeah.
take from there?
Yeah, so we had a phone call, and I said, "Look, I've got this idea about starting up an acting school, but not just an ordinary acting school, one that actually has a background, not just a background, but actually at the very forefront of what's casting, agenting, plus having the life coaching, the acting coaching, behind it as well." And so we had a few conversations, and back then we were talking every 2 weeks or so about it. And then now it's just kind of transpired that we pretty much speak, or at least contact each other every day. And we became live in June last year, June 2021. So it was a year. It was about a year that it took in preparation, logo building, website building, getting a very, very good assistant whom we work with, getting a great bunch of actors that we work with, and yeah, I just love what I do there.
Well, that's the thing, Danny, really, for both of us. Neither of us want to do anything that we don't want to do. We're too old and ugly to do stuff that we don't want to do, especially if we're starting something new. So, but we still now, at the end of every class, we'll text each other or call each other saying, "That was great. I really enjoyed that." It's about, and we believe that in life, really. Again, definitely in both of our sessions. I know that the actors who come to our classes really enjoy themselves because if you're having a good time, so to speak, you're going to do better work. You're freer.
Yeah.
You're able to be more creative, more colourful.
Massively, and it's not like we are the teachers and you are the students. It's like everyone. It's a democracy, and everyone is equal, and everyone kind of buzzes off one another, and it's
Right.
wonderful.
And this is why, and we're both quite vulnerable in a way. We're open to our vulnerabilities. So, we don't sort of say this is how to do something. It's about offering opportunities, I guess, for people to come up with their own ideas, to help each other. But we're very much guiding them at the front of the room. But there's no master-servant relationship. It's very much adult-adult.
Absolutely. Yes. I really like the idea that you said there, Daniel, when you were talking about how, because everyone's having fun, that they are more relaxed and able to do better work. And I think relaxation is the key to all good acting. I think it all comes from a root of being relaxed and comfortable in your own skin, and that comes not just from yourself but those around you. And I really like what you say there, and especially being the people that you run the room, but it's not about telling people what to do. You're there to introduce new things and to work as a group. I think that's really amazing. Can we dive a bit more into the specifics and tell us a bit about what does Actors Coaching International offer currently?
Well, so can I just, Danny, before we answer directly that one, I just want to add just one bit on the end of what Matt just said, because it's about knowing yourself. And if you as an actor know yourself better, then there's a higher likelihood that the quality of your work will be unrestrained. That if you're not concerned about how you look or where you're getting your next job from or the rest of it, it's about if you live by your values and you're a fulfilled person, then the work moves up to a different level. And that's what we come into the classes with. The idea is for not just to learn how to act, or not even learn how to act, not just to act in a class and develop your skills. It's also to develop yourself as a person, so that then you can spread your work out and do richer, more characters. Sorry, so I just wanted to add that before we went into the classes themselves. So
absolutely.
Yes, we don't teach anyone how to act. People know how to act. What people don't know often is actually how to be themselves more, how to drop the defenses, how to drop these shields that we all wear to get through our daily lives. And this is what we encourage. And it's fun. It's joyful. And so some of the things we offer. So we have our very popular core classes, which are once a week on Zoom, once a week in person. You don't have to come to both; it's just one. We also have, as part of our core classes, we have our industry professional sessions, which are once a month, which is connections with casting directors, award-winning directors, dialect coaches, agents, managers, both in this country and also the US. Daniel?
So Daniel's talking about the package for so if you join the Zoom classes, which are usually Monday evenings, or you join the in-person classes, which are usually Wednesday afternoons, you also get the industry professional evening thrown in. Plus, we offer a one-to-one coaching session for each individual actor. Yes. So we can tie in what we're doing with, again, the actor's fulfillment and what they want out of life, so that we can make it, this the word people use is holistic. It's like a holistic approach, I guess, even though I'm not a massive lover of that word because I don't really understand it, I don't think. But so we offer that, and we record all the sessions, and which we give the recording of the sessions to the actors who come. And the biggest thing that we offer in these classes is a sense of community. And I know this is Dan, a watchword of Dan's. Like Danny with his agency calls the actors who work with him his partners.
Yes,
and that's really indicative of who he is for me.
and it is a community. It's a sanctuary for actors. It's where actors come and they connect with one another and they connect with ourselves. And especially in these last 2 years, it can be a very lonely business, acting. But when we realise that effectively we are all doing the same thing, we are on the same boat, we have so much more in common, with the other, and we're not in competition with each other. We're not, that breeds scarcity, that breeds lack. But actually, we just have to, So we've had actors doing projects with each other, which has been wonderful. Short films, web series, all this kind of stuff, and it's just wonderful to see the growth.
Yeah, and there's a rule, an unwritten rule, which I don't even think Danny and I've talked about, which is no bitching, no complaining about each other, no complaining about the industry. It's and it's not all woo woo either. It's all everything is positive and everything is great,
No.
but we don't look back. We don't look back at any rubbish that doesn't help us. It's all about looking forward. It's about becoming the best person you can be, and definitely becoming the best actor you can be. So this is what we instill in all of the classes, but particularly in the core classes. Danny, you also run some self-tape classes, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, self-tapes have absolutely smashed through in the last 2 years. They were always important, but now it's now the thing that cast directors are using to cast from. And a good self-tape never goes unnoticed. So because I see, as through my work as an agent, through my work as a casting assistant, I see self-tapes. I see a lot of self-tapes, and I teach a self-tape class. I'm teaching it tomorrow. So yeah, it will elevate your self-tape skills.
And I know that your ethos. I feel like I'm taking over the interview here, Matt. Sorry. I know that your ethos. I know your ethos in your self-tape classes is about the other person. It's about the other person, not about yourself.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's always about the other person. That's the thing. It's like, it's not, one thing that I say every week in my self-tape classes is what you don't say is so much more important than what you do. And maybe that's a very good philosophy of life generally anyway, because often when we get into a self-tape, we just want to go, right, that's it, I'm on camera, press record, great, this is me. But we can allow everything to slow down and breathe, because this makes us so much more watchable.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, so the other classes that we're running, I run a workshop that I ran at the Actors Centre for about 10 years, and it's always been one of my favourite classes, because I forgot to say before, I also been an acting teacher for quite a long time, ever since I taught my first class at Lee Strasberg in New York 24 years ago or something. In fact, I taught in Tokyo 30 years ago, but that's something different. So I'd run this class called Be Real and Believable, and it's a 2-day workshop. It's one day, then a day off, and then another day. And you get given we have a chat first, but you get given there's a prepared scene that you work on audition style. And then everybody, the actor runs through it once. Then there's about 20 minutes, half an hour of breaking it down, stopping and starting. And then everyone has a go, everyone watches, and then there's a load of exercises in the afternoon, thinking exercises, and then I give homework. So for the second day, you get an inner monologue for homework. So there's like a script with no written words, it's just thoughts. And we film everybody doing the inner monologue, and then we play it back, and we can see what it's like just to be thinking on camera with this particular scenario. Then I do a guided meditation for everyone where they meet the character they've been working on, and they go out into town for 20 minutes or so and see the world through the character's eyes, come back, and we discuss that a little bit. And then we do the same scene that they prepared on the first morning. We do that at the end of the second day. And everyone can see the difference between what they, how they came into the class and how they leave the class. And 99% of the time, that I've been doing this. I've done it plenty of times. It's been transformational. Very well received, and it's one of my favorite classes, as you can see by the passion, I guess, that I put into talking about it.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. You go,
Sorry,
Danny.
Well, no, I was going to say the feedback from Daniel's Be Real and Believable class is immense, absolutely immense, and I've witnessed it firsthand. I've been in Daniel's class, so highly recommend it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I'm going to be doing an advanced one as well, which I'm just finalising the details of it. I want to do an advanced one, which is going to get stuck in even more. So I'm really looking forward to doing that.
What I
But
really
we also have we also have one teacher in LA. Well, she's just moved to New York, don't we, Danny?
We do, yes. So this is the thing. We are called Actors Coaching International because we are an international school, and one of our teachers is a friend of mine, Cynthia Levin. She's a beautiful, beautiful human, a wonderful teacher, and I highly recommend. And she was my mentor many years ago, and highly recommend anyone to work with her because she just sees you, and she just sees you where you are, and it's such a wonderful space to be in. And Cynthia's doing an intense 2 days with us, the end of February.
That's absolutely fantastic.
And then she's going to come over to London. I think she's going to do some in-person stuff, and we're hoping that she's going to stay, so to speak, stay on the curriculum.
Yes, 100%.
Amazing. Well, what I like is the fact that there's so much variation in what you offer, but it's all underpinned with that same sort of philosophy, that practical positivity, as it were. So it's not the woo-woo, isn't it, what you said, Daniel? It's not that type of positivity. It's
Yeah.
practical positivity and a community, and I like that underpins all the classes, regardless of the syllabus, as it were, that you're teaching.
Yeah.
We've spoken quite a bit already about the way you like running the school and your ethos. We've used that word already, but on your website there's a sentence that says trust, authenticity and connection underpin our school ethos, and I'd just like you guys to touch on that a little bit. Can you expand on that?
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes, I'll start, Daniel, if that's okay. I'll
go for it.
So these three words came up for me when I was coming up with the company, and I was kind of thinking about I kind of meditated a little bit, and I was thinking, okay, what's really important to me? What's really important to my life that then kind of expands outwards into, for example, union management, into my own personal life, and it's I kept coming back to trust, being authentic, and connection. And then I was thinking, okay, trust is a brilliant word. So who can I trust? And I kind of sat on it a little bit, and again I went back to meditation. I went back to my thoughts, and Daniel came up in my mind's eye, and I thought, okay, yeah, I trust Daniel, and then it just kind of expanded from there.
And in terms of trust, my belief is that as actors out alone, but in a group, freelancers, self-employed, but a part of a team, trust is essential. That we've got to trust everybody from the cameraman woman to the director to our fellow actors to ourselves, and it's probably one of the words that comes up the most in my classes is just trust that it's all right. Trust yourself. Trust the script. Trust your other actor. And it just creates it creates that space. The nerves are not the nerves are shed, but the anxiety is shed, and it goes hand in hand with the connection. And if you are your authentic self, then you can listen much more clearly to the world around you. And by listen, I mean with your eyes as well as your ears and with your senses, with your sixth sense. So being authentic is, for me, is allowing a combination of all of your other values, whether that's creativity, honesty, personal development, hard work, whatever your values are, variety. If you are living up to your own full standard, I guess,
Yeah.
you get authenticity, and from that place, the rest of it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
No, I
Yeah,
really like that. Or were you going to say something there, Danny? I didn't want to interrupt
Well,
you
no,
again.
absolutely, yeah. I mean, this is the thing that all the those three words: trust, authenticity, and connection. They all underpin each other. They're all connected to each other. You don't have connection without trust. For example, you can't be authentic with someone without connecting with them. And perhaps I could, and I think, Daniel, you mentioned the word vulnerable earlier on. Vulnerability is another huge word, another huge favourite of mine. And our school rumbles with vulnerability, and I'm very proud to actually have those three words underpinning our ethos and underpinning
Absolutely, yeah.
the work that we do.
I really like the word vulnerability as well, because when you
Yeah.
sit as an actor in an acting class and you're watching other people perform, I think you really do. If you're active in your watching and you're listening, you get as much by watching other actors in a class as you do by doing it yourself. And when you watch someone that is being authentic, as you say, is trusting their partner and is connected to what they are doing and therefore is vulnerable, it is something that you can't help but watch. And I think it doesn't just help them as actors and as people, it really just levels up that performance. It's one of those hard to pin down qualities that when it's there, it's there.
Yeah.
100%.
If you're not authentic as a coach, then people will not come back, because they will see and smell that things aren't right, that you don't believe what you're saying. So if you're not authentic, you end up having a very short-term business.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to ask, I mean, we've spoken about so many wonderful things that Actors Coaching International offers. I'd like to ask that, with so many acting classes and schools out there, and there's so many things that actors need to spend money on, from spotlight memberships to new headshots seemingly every 6 months if you aren't getting casting calls, then, why should actors come to Actors Coaching International? And I think I really phrased this question, not that you'd say it in your answer, it's not about, throwing down other places, but what is unique to Actors Coaching International that would draw people to your school?
Great question. Well, there's a combination of both of us, really. Danny and I are very different, and with our, for example, with our core acting classes, it's a 4-week. You sign up for 4 week for the 4 weeks of the month, and Danny runs 2 of the classes, and I run 2 of the classes, and we are very different in our approaches, but we are very similar in our destination, I guess, or in the as we used the word before, the ethos is our central ethos is very, very similar. Somebody once described it. I think there's one of our students, actors, described it as what was it? Daniel doesn't take any shit, and Danny lets you lose your shit.
Yeah.
I don't know whether we can swear on this podcast, but we're very different, and that's a big plus. We come in from different places.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I said before, we are all working actors. Daniel's a brilliant acting coach, a brilliant life coach, and I come from an agent, a film and TV agent angle, and also casting assistant. So we bring all of these things in, but both Daniel and myself, we are students as well. We are learning. We are, everything. So, and we actually said just before this call came on, I mean, we try other classes, try other schools. It's not, we just want to connect with people, but we know what we offer is actually really, really special.
It is, and there are enough actors out there who and my genuine belief is that everybody should be training all the time. So we couldn't have every actor out there in our school in any case. So we don't, we want a connection with other. I teach at other schools as well, but I teach different classes, and the people I work with and for, they're people who I really like. So we are different, which is why it's again trying us at the same time as trying somebody else.
Absolutely, and
Like
we
dating
are
almost as playing the field.
well, why not play the field? I mean, sleep around a bit, and try a few different classes, and you can.
Well, there is no one way of doing it. It's like I studied at Lee Strasberg, but I'm in New York. But I'm not a method actor. I'm a method trained actor. I've picked up lots of different skills in the 20-something years since I left. So I had a sort of basis of a Stanislavski basic training. But if somebody tells you must, this is the only way of doing it, then they're not doing you a service. They're doing you a disservice. We pick up. I remember when I first wanted to become an actor, I met name dropping. I met Danny Glover, who's a very famous actor, and I said, I want to go to study. Where should I go? Where did you go? And he said he went to the San Francisco Conservatory. He said, but it doesn't matter where you go. It's what you individually get out of it and what you put into it. And I believe that. What we do is not the way to do it. It is a way to do it. And the actors who come and work with us will add what we can help them with. They'll add that to who they already are and to what they're going to learn in the next selection of their training.
Yeah, 100%. And I think different roles or different projects, regardless of what your training is, might require you to learn something new for that. So that elasticity as an actor, I think, is so important. And it's great that that's something that you guys take on board and that you're learning as teachers as well as actors as well as people.
Yes.
We've spoken a lot about everything that you offer and the ethos of the school, but I just wanted to check, is there anything we have yet to discuss about Actors Coaching International that you'd like to mention? Or can you talk a bit about any plans or ideas for the future of the school?
Yes, thank you.
We're going to stretch out, aren't we, Danny?
We are planning an in-person retreat over the next few months or so. We are stretching out. We're going in person in other cities in this country, and then with the possibility of also going abroad. And should we mention our offer? Do we mention our offer here, or
we can mention it twice?
Well, do what the in the room offer? You mean the special discount offer. For in the room?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Do we talk about that?
Let's talk about that.
Better.
So, for all in the room listeners, no matter where you are, we are offering you 20% off all of our classes. So just email us, and Daniel will give the email.
And there's a code.
Yeah. Oh yes, and the code as well.
There's a code as well on it. There is a code. There's a discount code. What is it? Is it in the room 20 or something?
Yes, it is. In the room
like
20. 20.
But email us. Yes. The lovely assistant that Danny referred to before is a lovely young lady called Lorna. And so if you email Lorna, whose email address is hello@actorsci.com, actorsci as in Actors Coaching International, actorsci.com. But you can go to our website, which is actorscoachinginternational.com or actorsci.com. It takes you to the same place. So actorscoachinginternational.com. The clue is in the title.
Yes, fantastic. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you both about the school. It was amazing to get connected in the first place, to lead us to where we are today, which is having this sponsor podcast and for you sponsoring our second series. And both myself and Christian want to thank you a lot for that, which is brilliant. You've allowed us to really go up a level in the podcasts that are coming this series. We've got some amazing chats with actors, casting directors, agents. There's so much coming this second series, and we are proudly sponsored by Actors Coaching International. So if you want to check out some amazing acting classes, go to their website, email the wonderful Lorna, use the discount code, and we hope to welcome you back in the room for for the whole of our second series and beyond. So again, thank you so much, Danny and Daniel. I wish you the
Thank you,
best
Matt.
rest of your evening. And
Thank you.
welcome back in the room, everyone.
Excellent. I feel like we need a jingle. Danny, we need to come up with our own jingle to end it with.
Well, you email it over and we'll
over to you, Daniel.
Okay.
Absolutely. So if you hear our traditional theme song at the end of the podcast, you know that their music was shit.
Oh.
Ta-ra!
Bye.
Bye.